Hey, good evening, students. Welcome to our second session of the Unit 4. Here, today we'll cover with the systems for the predicate argument structure. Mhm. Today we'll go to the, we'll discuss with the syntactic representation. Syntactic representation is, this is one of the main part of syntactic parsing. So it contains the three types of representation of a syntactic. One is a phrase structure representation, another one is a combinatory representation, and third one is a tree adjoining grammar related representation. So today we'll cover with the topic is phrase structure grammar representation, and we'll see how it will be done and how we can represent the phrases of a sentence in a structure. So first we'll discuss about what is actually the syntactic representations. Okay, generally, whenever we want to represent a syntactic, initially we need to make the division of the sentence into the words, and then we need to make a labeling or tagging of words. Okay, that we can do with the help of a property bank, prop bank, and frame nets. Okay, so the property bank will make the annotation of the words and classification of the words, and it also makes the labeling or tagging of the words. Okay. Apart from this, this Gaidia and Jurafsky has added these argument labels for the each and every phrase. Okay. So these researchers has also used the different types of sentence representations. That is how we can represent the each and every sentence based on its role and based on its concept. So that we will call it as a role labeling problem. Okay. Now we'll see the different types of sentence representations. Out of that, we will see the first one is phrase representation. Okay, phrase structure grammar. So initially, first we'll see what is mean by the phrase. The phrase is the one word of a sentence. So the phrase related structure, that is either we can represent it as a tree or we can represent it as a different types of a table or any other thing. So the whatever the representation we are using, that is actually a grammar. So that we will call it as the phrase structure grammar. Okay, so already we have discussed the FrameNet and prop bank. So FrameNet is generally like it checks the sense of the words and the context of the words. So and property bank represents the words as the nodes, and the leaf nodes as the main arguments which are required for the our words, our classification label of a word. Okay. So, and this phrase structure representation is actually like a tagging. So we need to make that is whenever I am checking with the phrase structure grammar, I will be take a one by one word of a sentence, and I will be check that what is the type of a word and what is the classification of the word. So for that, we will be use the either prop bank or FrameNet. Okay, so the researchers of this phase structure grammar, that is Gildia and Jurafsky, has introduced the different types of features and different types of properties for constructing of a phrase structure grammar. So the one of the feature is the path. So here this path is whenever we are finding a label related a word. So we'll be start with the root node and will be move from the one node to another node based on its properties. So we'll move to the one node to another node and we'll reach to the classification label, that is a leaf node. So this total path will gives us this total traversing will gives us the path of that particular word. Say for example, there is a word is called as a operates. Okay, so this is represented as okay, operates is our word, and it is represented as initially it is categorized to the noun phrase and from the sentence noun phrase or as a web phrase or VBZ. So based on the type of a word and type of a context of the word it is used. So either it can be represented by as like this. Okay. So this tree can represents this tree can gives the explanation to this particular word. So here we can see that how the operates word path is defined. So from the sentence, either we can go with the or either we can go with the verb phrase or with the noun phrase. So say if you are working with the noun phrase, then it can be the noun phrase categorized as the noun phrase or as a verb phrase. Say you consider it as the verb phrase. So the path starts with the S and verb phrase. Say, for example, if your sentence is divided into the two parts, that is one part of your sentence as the noun phrase and another part of your sentence as the verb phrase. Then you'll be called the path of path of your phrase structure as it first starts with the noun phrase. Okay. Then it gets into the root node, that is a sentence. And next it gets into the verb phrase. Okay. So then the path moves to the VBZ. That is, it can be used as the adjective. So VBZ, verb phrase related adjective, and then our actual word, that is operates. So this path continues from the noun phrase to sentence and then verb phrase and then verb phrase related adjective. So say for example, if your sentence is like it operates stores mostly in Iowa and Nebraska. Okay, Nebraska. So it can be given as it is the argument 0 and operates is the predicate and stores is the argument 1 and mostly in the two cities names. So this is related to the argument LOC. Okay. So this part of a word, it gives us the our phrase structure for grammar. Okay, next we'll see the different features, other features of the our phrase structure. Okay, there is other features is like a predicate feature, and we have a phrase type of a feature, and we have a position feature. Okay, and we have voice of the phrase. Okay, so these are the different other features of the phrase structure grammar. Say once you, if you are checking with the predicate, so it gives us the identification of the lemma or the sense of or context of the our word is a one feature. And second feature is the phrase type, okay, which defines us whether the word is a noun or a verb or a adjective or as a adverb. That gives a phrase type. The third one, it gives a position. That is where actually the word is used in the sentence. Okay, whether it is used after the predicate or before the predicate, or whether it is used after the noun or before the noun, or after the verb or before the verb, all this. And voice of the predicate. So voice of the phrase, which gives us the past tense, present tense, active voice, and passive voices. Okay. So these all gives us the voice of the or phrase or predicate. So other features are like head word of the or phrase. Say for example, if you are taking a word as a countable, okay, the word I am writing it as a countable. So actually the head word is the count and able is the extra phrase which is added for that. So head word will be the word which is actually the stem of a particular word. And subcategorization is like, say, for example, if your word is a verb, and within the verb, we can have the verb related subcategorizations. Okay, that contains a subcategorization of the verb. And next is past structure grammar. Within this, the same continuation to that. So, next feature is verb related clustering. So, here we can group our verbs into the different groups, okay, based on their features or based on their properties. So the features can be of like, say, for example, as we discussed in the previous one, say, for example, based on the phrase type, we can make a group of phrases, or based on the position of the phrase, we can make a group, or based on the voices, you can make a group. Okay. So based on their sense or based on their context, we can make a group. So those are the different types of groups. So we can make a clustering. Okay. So, and these researchers has also used the distance function for the making of a clustering of these words. That is how the word is differs from the one word to another word. So based on that, it makes a clustering of the related words based on its distances. Okay. So this distances will generally calculate based on the embeddings. So we'll first find out our embeddings for the each and every word, and based on that embeddings, we'll calculate the distance for the words. So and that distances will separate the words into the clusters. Okay. Say for example, say if I'm taking a words as the verbs as the eat, devour, and savor. Okay, so these are the different types of verbs, but we cannot directly use all these in a single sentence. Okay, so but here all the words are related to the same context of the eat or food related. So we can make a as them these all words as a one cluster. Okay. And next in the next continuation to this, the content word. So content word is generally we'll call it as the head word as a content word. Okay. So whenever we are the continuation to the head word is called as a content word. Say for example, if I have a head word but which is not giving a proper information, then we have the continuation word as a content word which gives the more clarity on the our word. Okay. Say for example, if your the sum of algorithm is like this, head words are H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. The list of the head words related heuristics, that is different types of conditions of the head words. Okay, say for example, if your phrase is the in Texas, then the content word becomes the Texas. Okay. If your phrase is that occurred yesterday, the content word becomes the occurred. Okay. And if your phrase is the verb, and the word is of the leftmost word of that particular verb can be called as a content word. Okay. And similarly, like had placed is the content word. So because here the had doesn't have any meaning. Once you are added the content word as a placed, then only it will get the meaning. So that in these cases will be based on the word, that is based on the first word category, we can consider the either right side word or left side word as the our content words. Okay. Okay, next is POS of the head word and content word. That is parts of speech of the our head word and content word. So like POS is, we generally know that verbs and nouns and adverbs, adjectives, nominal nouns, prepositional noun, those all are the our POS. So based on the POS of the head word and content word, we can divide the words into the clusters, and we can develop the our phrase structure grammar. Okay, so this will helps us to find out the proper meaning of the word, and also we can use for argument identifications, and also it gives us improves the performance of the application. Okay, another thing is named entity of the content word. So how we can define our particular content word which gives us the named entity. So say for example, if your content word is related to the particular argument type, the argument type can be a temporal argument or locative argument. So based on the type of a word, that is based on the type of a context or domain of the word. So based on that also we can create our phrase structure grammars, which also gives us the more information or more accurate phrase structure grammar. So next one is a Boolean property related named entity or flags. That is either we can specify that whether the word is belongs to that particular named entity or not. So we are not giving more information. Just we are classifying it whether it is belongs to that particular named entity or not. Say for example, if you are taking a word, you can be checked that whether it is a person name or a place name or time or date or money or percent or organization. So based on that, you can mention that whether if it is belongs to the person will be the yes and remaining all will be the no. So next thing is phrasal related web collocations. So here we will make the frequency of the word or frequency of the word that is used in the particular context. Say for example, if a particular word is more maximum used within the a context of a medical, so then we can say that the word is related to the medical. If the word is used mostly within the education related, then we can say that the word is related to the education domain. Okay. So, and similarly, we'll have the logical function where we can check the more than one word which belongs to the a particular sentence. So you can check the first word and second word with the and operator or operator. So based on that also with the combination of words existence, you can check with the help of a logical function. So which gives us the three values, that is the external argument, object argument, and other argument. So you can check whether the phrase is an external argument or an object argument or an other argument. Okay. And similarly, the next feature is order of the frame elements. Okay, how the frame elements or frame is nothing but the combination of the words. So how it is specified, how the order of a frame is created. So that is here the position of the element in the frame, which gives us the order of the frame elements. And next, phrase structure grammar related other features are syntactic pattern feature. So this feature is related to like will be generate this based on the some conditions. So where we will use the conditions is based on the phrase type and a logical function of that particular phrase. So how it will be related, how it will be connected with the other words, that is based on the logical function. And phrase type is, we know that named entity related types or POS related types. And previous role is the feature, that is how that particular word is used in the previous parts, that is in the previous context or in the previous usage of that particular word, where it is actually used and how many times it is used in that particular context. Okay, those all can be checked. So for that, we will check the nth previous role that had been observed. That is, say, for example, if that word is used in the different context of my text, so then I can check the exact previous occurrence of that word and I can check the context of that word used in the previous occurrence. So based on that, we can know the role of that particular word in the previous context. Okay. So these are all the features of the phrase structure grammar. And these all features we can use to construct the phrase structure and divide the words into the different classes. Okay. So these all uses us to understand the sentence and to provide the proper meaning for the sentence. Okay. Thank you.